Welcome back to Showcase Pittsburgh. I'm John Klein. With me now is Megan Cook and Tammi Potts from the Center for Victims. Let's start with you, Megan. Center for Victims. A lot of people probably have not heard of this agency in Pittsburgh. What is it and what do you do?
Sure. The Center for Victims is a comprehensive victims of crime agency. We serve all victims of violent crime and trauma. We have all kinds of services. We have therapy and assessment for kids, adults, families. We have court accompaniment, court advocacy, child court advocacy. We have victim offender dialogue, mediation services. We have forensic interview accompaniment by Tammi and Gryffin.
Is this something that people would be surprised there are this many people who need your assistance in the greater Pittsburgh area?
I do believe that people would be surprised at how many families, children, individuals, adults that we do serve. Yes. And
this is something we're trying to make it aware this month, because this month is?
This month is Child Abuse Prevention Month, as well as Sexual Assault Awareness Month, the month of April.
Let's talk to Megan, and this is Gryffin. Now, Megan, you have Gryffin. He's a canine. I'm sorry, Tammi. You have Gryffin. He's a canine that works with children. Now,
yes.
What exactly does Gryffin do, and how does this work?
Gryffin works with children who have been victims, and we start at the at Children's Hospital at the Advocacy Center, and we do the forensic interviews with the kids. So we actually go into the legal proceeding, and Gryffin stays with the children, and they can lay on him and pet him and play with him while they're giving their statements. Then afterwards, we do a physical release session where they get to play with him and throw toys. And after they're all finished with that, if they choose to go to therapy at Center for Victims, we meet and greet them at the door and take them to their therapist for their first therapy appointment.
And then they can see their old friend because they've already bonded with the dog.
Right, right.
Is this something, has this program been in existence for a while?
No, we just started this program in April of last year, 2017.
With the dogs?
With the dog. We've already added a second dog, and we're getting ready to add most likely a second handler dog team.
To me, this makes a lot of sense because it relaxes the children when they come in, and they have a friend that they can be a little more comfortable with.
Right. Yep.
Is it tough with different breeds of dogs? You said you have multiple dogs that are doing this now?
I have Gryffin, who is a German Shepherd. I also have Cooper, who is a standard poodle. It's not so much that the dog in particular breed that we're looking for, but we're looking for dogs who are willing to make a connection with humans and children and develop that relationship. You can mostly train any dog to lie down, sit, stay, and come. What you want is a dog who's willing to be that transitional object and be happy to see that child again and be happy to have that relationship.
What makes this project with the canines different than others?
Most of the other projects, like the courthouse type dogs and facility dogs, they only go with the children to court. There's not typically a prior relationship built up with the child, where we start all the way from the very beginning. We start with their very initial step into the legal proceedings, and we follow them all the way through the system.
Megan, what are the benefits? It's been a year that you've seen this program.
Absolutely.
Have there been a lot of changes? What are the benefits? I'm assuming this is a home run.
Yes, it is a home run. As you said, when they come back into therapy, my clients in particular, I have a lot of child sex assault clients, they come in and they remember Gryffin. And so that level of anxiety is decreased from the door. They exit the elevator and there's Gryffin, and that anxiety of coming for their first therapy appointment, the assessment automatically drops. So it allows that. It allows a mastery of new skills, which boosts confidence through the roof. And much more than I could ever do.
Are other agencies in the state or even around the country utilizing this program, or are we doing something a little bit different here in Pittsburgh?
This is a unique program in that we follow the child all the way through the system from start to finish. The other agencies will step in at different points, or there are dogs who will go into a therapy session with someone. We are the only agency that I'm aware of who has this program where it follows the child all the way through, or an adult victim even.
It really highlights the relationship piece, the connection between dog and child.
On a very serious side, if a parent does suspect that their child has been sexually abused, what should a parent look for? What should they do? What steps should they take?
Absolutely. So caregivers, I wish I could give, a definitive checklist. However, kids present differently. Each child presents differently. So caregivers should really be paying attention to any major changes in that child's behavior, whether it's a change in appetite, sleep, focus and concentration, any big changes that throw up a red flag for the caregiver, as well as any changes, sudden changes, big changes in relationships. So if you have a kiddo who is usually independent and is all of a sudden really clingy, or the opposite, a kiddo who is really physically affectionate, very cuddly, and all of a sudden is adverse to physical affection and touch. So really any major change, and caregivers know their children, paying attention to any major change in their kiddo's behavior.
And this encompasses every age, I would assume.
Absolutely, yes.
So this is not limited specific age?
It's not limited to
just
school age, it's really...
Just be aware.
Yeah.
If somebody needs some more information, I'm assuming they can go online.
Absolutely.
And are we looking for more animals to participate in this program, or is this something that you train them, or how does that work?
This is not a volunteer program. This is very different than a therapy dog. These dogs work 35 to 40 hours a week.
Okay.
Therapy dogs do not. This is not something where you can volunteer your dog to come in and do. There's a lot of specialized
training. I just wanted to make sure we're clear.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot of specialized training.
And they're only paid with treats.
They're only paid with treats.
That's great, ladies. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
If you'd like to know more about the Center for Victims, give them a call at 866-644-2882 or log on to centerforvictims.org. That does it for today's show. I'm John Klein, and I'll see you on the next Showcase Pittsburgh.